Hey, you all beautiful people out there. Myself, Akidatta, and this is the very first video I am recording. Make sure if you are new here, to subscribe to our channel, like and do comment below, and make sure share it with your friends and near and dear ones. Okay, so without any further delay, this is the very first topic which we are going to discuss. It is an essay on men which was written by Alexander Pope. So without we will discuss an essay on men, we have a little knowledge. We should have a little knowledge about the poet or the writer itself. So Alexander Pope, he was a writer, belongs to Augustan age. Augustan age was the age of newspapers, was the age of periodicals, magazines, and we are, as we are students of literature, we should know that before Augustan age, the period was Restoration age. Before Augustan age, Restoration age was there, and at Restoration age, the literature was really vulgar, and many people found it really vulgar, or what you can say, very openly described everything and details. So now at this time, at Augustan age, writers, they were trying to modify, they were trying to make literature worth reading. They were trying to make literature good, and they tried it by imitating classical pattern of Homer, Horace. But the Augustan writer, the only thing which was wrong, that they lack standard of classical writers. As we know that Alexander Pope, he wrote, to copy nature is to copy them. And he further talked about, let's Homer work be study of delight, read them by day and ponder them by night. Here he talks about classical writers, classical literature. Now, Pope was English writer, he was critic, he was satirist, he was born in London in 1688. Alexander Pope, his father was Alexander Pope, his mother was Edith Turner Pope, and he was educated largely at his home only because of some political issues that were going on at that time. So he was educated at his own home. He then learned Greek and Latin language. Now we are moving towards our main topic of discussion, that is an essay on men. So it was a philosophical essay, it was written in heroic couplet, and the main theme, the main concern is here that to vindicate God, to vindicate the ways of God to men. Okay, so it was divided into 4 epistles, and these all are addressed to his friend Lord Bolingbroke. Now the very first title of the first epistle was of the nature and the state of men with the respect of universe. We have 4, but now we are only discussing the first one because it's our topic of today. So it was written in 1734. Here he talked about human nature and human morality, the nature of every human being, and the morality that we should follow. Okay, and the first portion of an essay on men is called basically a design. You can say it's a kind of introduction, and it is written in prose. Make sure you'll keep this thing in mind, it is written in prose. Here the writer addressed these lines to his friend Saint John, Lord Bolingbroke. So the speaker further explains that he is writing this very essay for 2 reasons basically. The one reason that he believes verse are easier than prose for the readers to understand. That आप लोगों ने देखा होगा बचपन में जब हम लोग पोएम्स हम लोग पढ़ते थे या फिर हम लोग बोलते थे पोएम्स लाउडली, तो क्योंकि इसमें वर्स में होती थी वो, और उसमें सर्टेन राइम स्कीम होता था, तो हमें वो चीज़ आज भी याद है. जैसे जब मैं अगर कहूँ जॉनी जॉनी, तो यू विल ऑटोमेटिकली से यस पापा, और अगर मैं कहूँ ट्विंकल ट्विंकल लिटिल स्टार, वी स्टिल रिमेंबर दिस ना. सो ही इज़ टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग, दैट प्रोज वर्क is highly difficult for the reader, is slightly difficult for the readers to understand in comparatively to verse. So next he says it is easier to concise in verse. Okay, so these are two basic reasons he has given us. Now he says that essay here is a kind of map. This essay, this very essay is a kind of map. Map, not that map जो आपको मिलता है अपने SST और जियोग्राफी में आप लोग जो करते हैं, not that वाला map. It's a map of humanity. How human life should work, how human beings should do their things, how human beings should live their life with morality and with dignity. Okay, so here he is talking about that map of humanity. So first thing which he is describing here, that humans can judge only with regard to our own system, that we can judge. Okay, it's fine. We nowadays the first thing that we do at every stage, at every step of our life is judgment. We okay, fine, we'll deny that हम नहीं करते हैं judgment. It's not true. One or the other way we all do it, consciously or unconsciously, doesn't matter. हम करते हैं जजमेंट. तो यहाँ पर वो यही कह रहे हैं कि ओके फाइन, वी जज, इट्स फाइन, लेकिन हमें तभी जज करना चाहिए जब हम खुद बहुत ज़्यादा बेटर है. जैसे हम कहते हैं कि अगर हम जज तभी करें दूसरे सामने वाले इंसान को इफ़ वी आर परफेक्ट, लेकिन नोबडी इज़ परफेक्ट. नेक्स्ट ही सेज मैन इज़न्ट परफेक्ट. वही लाइन आ गई कि मैन जो है परफेक्ट नहीं है, and he has different place according to creation, that he has his own different place. God has created us, God has created other human being too, so we are not perfect, and imperfection has its own beauty. होता है कि नहीं, imperfection जो होती है उसकी भी एक अपनी ब्यूटी होती है, उसका भी एक अपनी एक खूबसूरती होती है. तो हम ये नहीं कह सकते that if something is perfect that is only beautiful. No, this is not true, this is wrong. Okay, now third one is that he said perfect happiness depend on hope of future. That if okay fine, अगर हमारा आज का दिन अच्छा नहीं गया है तो we should have our hope for future ना. We should hope for tomorrow, that tomorrow will be better, we will do great. अगर हम इस मोटो के साथ चलेंगे, ओनली देन वी विल बी हैप्पी. अगर हम आज को ही लेके अपने वी केप्ट ऑन रेंटिंग दैट ओ माई गॉड माई डे वॉज नॉट वर्थ लिविंग और माई लाइफ इज़ नॉट वर्थ लिविंग, सिंपली वी विल बी द मोस्ट सैडेस्ट पर्सन इन दिस वर्ल्ड. नेक्स्ट, द कॉज ऑफ ह्यूमन मिजरीज इज़ द डिज़ायर फॉर मोर नॉलेज. मीन्स दैट यहीं पर मुझे वो कहानी याद आ रही है, एडम और ईव वाली, द फर्स्ट सिन ऑफ ह्यूमन मैनकाइंड, दैट जब हम ज़्यादा नॉलेज की क्वेस्ट करते हैं, और दिस कैन वी रिलेट दिस वन विद डॉक्टर फॉस्टिस. द कॉज ऑफ हिज डैम्नेशन वॉज his quest for knowledge. He was really curious, he was really eager for knowledge, he wants more and more knowledge, and that was the reason he was doomed for eternity. He bargained his soul with Lucifer for 24 years. 24 years. For 24 years, he got a lot of knowledge. He was able to do anything, you know. But after 24 years, what he got? Eternal damnation. So the suffering of human being is simply because of our more and more knowledge. We shouldn't. Okay, we should search something, we should know little things, we should know things. Knowledge is also nice, but to certain extent, but to some extent. If we will try to cross that extent, we will try to overcome that extent too, it will be simply hazardous for us. Okay, next, it is absurd to seek perfection. वही सेम चीज़ वो कह रहा है, that we will not try to find perfection at everything. Imperfection has its own beauty. Next, it is unreasonable to complain against providence or God. That okay, वो line आपने सुनी है ना, there is a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. So yes, we have to agree with it. There is always a special providence. जो भी हमारे साथ होता है हमारी लाइफ में, जो भी जितनी भी हैपनिंग्स हो रही हैं अराउंड अस, विद somebody else, There is a reason behind this, and we shouldn't question to God at each and every step. It will simply cause us miseries. Next, he said, the visible world shows us universal order. That we see there are little insects, there are many little very tiny insects to the largest and largest creatures, and they are all visible in front of us. This is, he said, in which creatures are inferior to human. We have creatures which are inferior to human beings, and we have creatures which are superior to human being. We have God power, we have certain energy which is running this world. Okay, so next he says that all creatures are connected and the connection cannot be destroyed. Yes, this is very important. Science में हमने पढ़ा है ना, chain of food. This is that sort of example, that we all are one or the other way connected to each other. All creatures are connected to each other, no matter it's an insect, it's an animal, it's a bird, it's a bird, or it's a human being. We all are connected to each other, and if we will try to destroy this connection, whole world will destroy. So next he said, it is madness to want to disrupt creation. Exactly. If we will try to disrupt the creation, it will be sheer madness. There is nothing reasonable, or there is nothing logical about it. We will be simply sound illogical to others. Next he said that human must submit absolutely to God. Okay, if we are feeling low, we are human beings. Someday we feel good, someday we feel happy, and the other day we feel certain low, or we feel stressed. Then the one thing which we have to do is we should surrender ourselves. We should submit ourselves to the eternal power, which is God. So he is saying these simple things, and if we will follow these things, we will be the happiest creature living on earth. Okay, so next he says, he began his very epistle by introducing his friend Bolingbroke. He said, awake my Saint John, and leave all meaner things. Means he is not addressing his friend. Okay, he is addressing one way, but he is addressing us, that we have to awake now, and we all have to leave all meaner things aside. Only then we will live our life happily. He said, theme is here that he is vindicate the ways of God to men, or relating he is relating God laws to human society. The speaker here stated that God may have other world to think about or to observe, that God is not free for our world only. He has certain other worlds also. So human, however, can only see that we can only see the world which is present in front of us, and that too with our own point of view. People do not understand the reason of their weakness, and that's why they question. They do not understand that why one oak tree is so big and the weed which is underneath that tree is so small. There is a providence behind that. There is a reason behind that. And we shouldn't question about this. Now the speaker writes that God hides future from humankind. Exactly. One or the other way we will maybe हम सबके मन में आता है कहीं ना कहीं that क्यों हमारा future हमसे छुपा हुआ है. Because there is a reason behind it. Here he gave an example of a lamb, that if a lamb will come to know that the very next moment he is going to slaughter, तो वो खुश नहीं रह पाएगा, वो enjoy नहीं कर पाएगा, वो दुखी होने लगेगा कि अरे वो frolic नहीं कर पाएगा happily. Likewise, God has given all people the gift of not knowing their future, so that they can live at their present day, and that too with happiness. Okay, now he said, hope spring eternal in human breast. This is his very famous quotation, hope springs eternal in the human breast. Next he said, that there exists a natural order. There is a order behind everything and that allow flaws. इसके कई नुकसान भी है, कई फ़ायदे भी हैं, both in nature and in human. Every creature has a purpose, and if all other creatures are happy with their lots of life and were created perfectly for their function, why should human be happy? Right? Now next he said that he discusses the vast chain of being, that God has created many creatures, from tiny to superior and large to large. He said that the chain include organism too small to see and creature from heaven or the oceans. They are very big, as we know, blue whale kind of stuff, or they are very long, or they are very large creatures. And on the other hand we find ant, that is very small creature, right? So he said that even heavens would fall if the lowest creature were eliminated from the vast chain. That all these creature which was created by God are very important. अगर हम इसमें से एक को भी एलिमिनेट कर दें तो हमारा जो ये चेन है ये बिगड़ जाएगा पूरी तरह से, और इट विल सिंपली डिस्ट्रॉयड. तो वो यही यहाँ पर कह रहा है दैट वी शुड बिलीव इन गॉड पावर विदाउट क्वेश्चनिंग. क्योंकि अगेन उसकी जो फेमस कोटेशन है वो आती है दैट मैन शुड सबमिट टू गॉड बिकॉज वट एवर इज राइट. मीन्स गॉड हैज़ प्लान समथिंग फॉर अस, वी शुडंट क्वेश्चन एवरी मोमेंट, वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट हिज वेज टू men, because whatever is right. So this was the epistle 1, and this was highly philosophical kind of poem. I found it very interesting when I was first reading this. This was very amazing at very first, and I think all of you should go line to line summary, because this poem is very amazing, amazingly written poem. And okay, that's it for today. Make sure you do subscribe and like our channel, share it with your friends, और ज़रूर कमेंट सेक्शन में हमें बताओ कि हमें नेक्स्ट टॉपिक क्या बताना चाहिए, किस पे डिस्कस करना चाहिए. सो वी विल मेक आवर सेल्फ प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दैट, एंड थैंक्स फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. बाय.